Usually I get Starbucks like after I saw you guys, but I kind of held out. I want to be sponsored by them. Little Starbucks logo right there for $1 million a year.
Who's your favorite guy skater? Stella?
Grant Taylor.
What about your dad?
No.
You guys are so mean.
It took him forever to frontside flip the other day.
What was I trying?
You were trying nose grind frontside flip.
Oh,
and it took
yeah.
you so long.
So long to them is like 15 tries. They probably secretly deep down inside know I'm the very best.
Even you know that Grant's better than you.
This is true.
With Andrew, I definitely saw something. I didn't think he would be one of the most influential street skaters of all time.
I was obsessed with Andrew.
Andrew was talented like no other.
Ain't nobody could do a frontside flip like him.
Andrew was not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but he can kickflip some big shit.
When I seen the tricks he was doing, I was like, that's all I want to do is be able to skate half as cool as that.
Nobody could just take as much impact to where their legs just bend all crazy, like down a big set of stairs like Andrew. It's superhuman. Get a good trick, party 3 days.
Oh, Drew, man, get it together.
Get a trick, party 3 days.
What is it me beating up the ball?
He was a bad drunk.
That was seriously the time of him getting sober and just wanting to film this amazingly good video part. He can just skate all kinds of shit, just amazing.
He's called the boss for a reason, and that's what he is.
What's up? Welcome back to Epically Latered. We're in sunny Burbank, California at Baker Skateboards, and we're gonna meet up with Andrew Reynolds and his daughter and Cater, who's like his little skate crew now. He's obviously one of the best street skaters of all time and has had a super amazing skateboard career which spans like 30 years. He's gone through so many different phases in his life, and his story's changed so much, and we're gonna find him, talk about his whole skate career, and just see what he's up to now. And I hope you enjoy it. Epically Latered, Andrew Reynolds.
That backside ollie's sick. Sick.
It's cool when you see your kid, you know, being like passionate about something. It's like almost like you don't even care what it is. It's just like they have something that they can escape and like love to do. They truly love to do it, you know? So it's like, it's just cool to see, you know? So I kind of understand. Looking back now, you know, I see that it was my mom. She must have had some thoughts about skateboarding, never seeing anybody do that and make a career out of it or anything like that, you know? It was just like purely because I was having fun doing it that she said, okay, I'm gonna just, if he likes it, then cool, I'm gonna get behind it. Which, I mean, I see now that's good parenting. That's awesome, you know? That's like really hard to do. Like, there was a time when like Stella's like, I wanna start snowboarding. I wanna get really into snowboarding. I'm just like, I'm gonna have to hire somebody or something. like, how do you do that? You know what I mean? Like, go to the snow and buy all that gear, and like, it's hard, you know? So it's like, my mom pretty much just gave me the freedom to like go out and like do what I needed to do, and then also like take me to the skate contest and take a bunch of my friends to the skate contest and let like all these people stay over at the house that were like teenagers that were like way older than me. Decisions that she made that were like, she didn't skate. She was just like, cool. My older friends, you know, at some point I remember one of them saying like, we need to be filming you. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing all this stuff that we're doing too. We need to be filming you. So I was like, cool. I think even at the time, like, my expectations were like realistic. I thought like GNS is pretty sick. They got Chris Markovich on the team and stuff, but it's not like, I'm not gonna send my tape to like Blind or something like that. Like, I'm not stupid, you know what I mean? So like I knew like that maybe was attainable, but maybe not, you know? And then around like a couple months later, I was at a skate contest, and the team manager from GNS was there. Afterwards, they were like, yeah, we'll get your address and send you some boards. And I was wanting to be on GNS, and it ended up working out anyway. So during that time, Willie was on GNS, and Willie and me like became friends because he had like every new skate thing that was happening. Like when I'd do a ledge trick, I'd tap a ledge trick, and then I'd go skate with Willie, and he'd get a 6-foot grinder slide. And I'm like, I'm weak. Like, I'm weak. I gotta get it like that, you know? I was out back skating my mini ramp one day. My mom says like, somebody's on the phone. It was Tony. It was probably like a 2-minute conversation, if that. You know, he's like, I talked to Willie, you know, we're gonna do this thing, Birdhouse. You know, we'd like you to be one of the AMs, you know, because we need some AMs. And I was like, okay, cool. That sounds great. And that was it. I'm in Florida in some little town, never had a video part. And he's just like, we're gonna try him out. It could have been, you know, 1,000 kids. Something about like that stuck with me, that like, it's like you have to take a chance on certain guys on your team. And Tony was like, I don't know, just was like, cool. I'd fly out to California from probably like 14 or 15 on and stay at Tony's house or stay at Willie's house and just would skate every day. And we'd watch these gnarly video parts, and it was cool. Like around that same time, I had met Atiba.
I met him. We went skating with Tony, and I shot a tracker ad of him and a Birdhouse ad at El Camino. And that's when I was like, whoa, this kid, he's really good. He just kind of kept coming back and forth from Florida. Like, it was like almost whenever he had like spring break or Christmas break.
I finished high school, went to the graduation, and I'd fly out to California, and like Birdhouse had got an apartment for me, Jim Greco, Brian Sumner, and we just film. Like, that's all we did.
I remember a pro skater saying, kind of don't know what you see in that dude. He's not that good. All he can do is cavallarial. And I'm like, nah, dude, he's really good.
It was like definitely like a change in my skating where I kind of started to think about, I want to do these certain tricks at these spots. Like I had more power in my skating and more confidence, just like was getting good footage.
That Birdhouse part like cemented it. That like is what really like made people aware of just how good Andrew was.
When the Birdhouse video came out, it was like, damn, he was killing it.
Man, his part in the end.
The Birdhouse video, the end, that was shocking.
He really shined in that video part.
Yeah, when I first seen Reynolds like skating the Birdhouse video, I'm like, yo, this is where it's at, like baggy clothes, just so swagged out. Like that's the word, swag, just a G.
When the end came out, that was really where we fully became like the biggest fans that you could have.
I wanted people to see my part and be like, damn, you know what I mean? I never wanted to like have a part come out and somebody be like, eh. I want people to be like,
Rob's helped us get a lot of this stuff in order. The money in our hands, not sitting out there. These are checks for vendors, magazines, team riders, filmers, the owners. We get paid out. In the beginning, we got ripped off for like 50 grand at one point. So he's like, you guys sign it. Then you can see every check that goes out. And if anything looks sketchy, then at least you'll know. Thanks, Rob.
Thanks.
Yep, thank you.
How are we going?
Should we go see some other people? Oh, sick. Those are really cool. This is, Zelda?
Yeah.
Dang, that's so cool. Is that his idea? Mm-hmm. Oh, sick. Hell yeah, it looks just like him. So sick. He kickflip front crooks the rail in the back. Kickflip front crook, right?
Front crook. Nose grind.
Kickflip front nose grind, front 180. And then kickflip front lip.
Okay.
Everybody rips here. All these guys rip.
No comply, onto the rail, board side.
No, it's right. No blind spot. Yeah.
I felt like after the end, we all wanted to be part of something that was like, you know, that feeling of like that new thing, like Plan B or a Girl or Chocolate when it came out, or because Birdhouse was cool, but it wasn't ours, you know what I mean? So it just felt like, I think it would be cool to try something, but I didn't really know how to do it or anything like that.
We were just a group of friends skating together, and we felt like a unit together, and like, but none of this was thought out. Like, it just felt like, oh, we should have our own company, we should have our own boards, they should look like this.
Andrew was an established pro at the time. Jim and I were coming up. Maldonado was like already pro, like he was like killing it. I think we just, you know, had this thing. It was like, dude, why don't we just do our own thing, you know? Like, cause I mean, that's your dream, you know? Like growing up, your dream is to turn pro. And then it's like, dude, what if you had your own company or something? And it's like such a pie in the sky dream. Like, what the would that be like?
And it was like, what about Baker? You know, and we're like, oh, dude. Like, no question, you know, like that is the name, you know? It's like so stupid and awesome and like, just Baker.
Don't come around my motherfucking neck of the woods.
When the Baker videos came out, when Baker Bootleg came out and Baker 2G, it was like, you wait for that big frontside flip at the end, and it's like, it doesn't get old. I'd always wanted to learn frontside flips really well because of Andrew.
You gotta admit, though, Andrew has his frontside flip.
Ain't nobody could do a frontside flip like him.
Having that frontside flip, without that, like I might not be where I am. It's like something that stands out, you know what I mean? So it's like the kids can attach to that and have something, at least one thing they can say, that's that dude with that trick.
I saw him at the Huntington Park for the first time one day after school. You could just tell, like, damn, that guy is good as the way he was just flying around. And about a couple weeks later, they moved out of their apartment near the skate park to the other side of Huntington, which was Warner Avenue. The infamous Warner Ave, Huntington Beach, yeah, where a lot of things happened there, you know?
I had this house in Huntington on Warner Avenue called the Warner House. It just, you know, got shortened to Warner Ave. Everyone just like knew about Warner Ave to the point where I think, you know, kids from around the world knew about Warner Avenue and like wanted to see it. I wouldn't be surprised if kids probably came out just to like camp out across the street and look at them, you know, because it was such a famous thing.
All we had to do was ride skateboards, so we were just like full idiot all the time, but everybody still skated a lot. Everybody was like on a warpath. Everybody was like turning pro and like making money for the first time in their lives, you know? It was amazing.
Dustin Dolan turned pro. Ali Bilala turned pro. Eric Ellington turned pro. Mike Maldonado turned pro. Alyssa Steamer, like, the Piss Trunks were born there.
I mean, the Piss Trunks was just a group of people that you know, partied together all the time and skated together all the time. And I think they just came up with a little logo and started calling themselves the Piss Drunks.
They ready for this shit.
Initially, I was drawn to Baker just as a fan because of the cultural phenomenon that it was, and like the look of everything, the dangerous vibe they had, or I don't know, it was just like a, for lack of a better term, like punk rock.
Pretty much everyone on Baker's like I feel like is a troublemaker. So it's like Andrew attracts all those people, you know, like it just attracted to like people who are keeping skateboarding raw and keeping it fun and keeping it, you know, like what it is.
Get up tonight.
You know what I'm saying? I think Baker skateboards are just great. The greatest.
I definitely attract chaos. It goes back to when I was like 11 or something, right? And there was a kid, like in 4th grade, I could tell he skated. You know, he came from a different town, and I was like, went over, I was like, yo, you skate? And he's like, yeah, I got a little ramp on my house. And I was like, oh, cool, let's skate. And like that day, like went in his room, pulled up the carpet in his room. He had a Playboy magazine in his room. He had Sid and Nancy posters, 4th grade, Sid and Nancy posters on his wall. Like went down in the gutter, he was smoking a cigarette, and I was like, this is the coolest person I've ever seen in my life. And it's been like that ever since. You know, Allie, Jim, like the whole Baker team, like, yeah, I created a whole company off of these psychos. Drugs came into the picture. Let's just put it that way. Through certain people, drugs were introduced to our crew. And we took them.
If I had to sum it all up, what we did mostly was skate the Huntington Park and barbecue and drink. And we would just rage.
We partied every night. There was no nights off, you know?
They would get pretty wasted, like just learning how to drink pretty much. The thing about Andrew, he would have like 2 beers or something and you'd be like, damn, whoa, this fool's faded for some reason.
His party phase was like kind of when I started seeing him in real life. I remember seeing him at the premiere and he was like falling over and I was like, that dude looks kind of out of it. And it was a little bit, I remember it being like a little bit disappointing actually.
Andrew was just like 3 beers and he was blacked out.
Come on, Drew, man, get it together. We kind of drink the same, you know, like we just black out and be idiots or just like pass out in a couch or something and just the party'd be over for us.
Burn that.
He was always very sloppy, all over the place, loud, obnoxious, just like not fun.
Reynolds, what is wrong with you?
My friends have told me and everybody that's around me, like, you're not fun. You're not like a fun person to be around when you party.
Things started happening and it was like just getting worse.
He just opened his eyes and looked at you. Did you burn your hand? Yeah, you mother. You better chill. Unless they come out here, she gonna f somebody up.
What? You get frizzy me beating up the boss. That's it. That's
Oh.
He was partying a lot. I remember this one time, it was pretty high drinks. He like had this huge booger across his face. And it was massive. He's like, where? And he like smeared it again across his face. And I was like, oh man, you can't go out like in Hollywood with this little kid and I'm like, this huge booger on your face, you know? I go in and I grab a towel and like right before he's leaving, I remember like cleaning his face up, like cleaning his booger off his face, like a little baby Drew being all drunk.
Andrew had like a routine, like get a good trick, party 3 days, sober up, get a trick, party 3 days, sober up. And his little routine would work, you know? But I mean, it was getting messy in those other days that he would be doing it.
We would go skating, and I saw the drinking and the partying, like, taking its toll, and I'd be like, dude, like, just as your friend, like, I just want to let you know, like, it seems like things are getting out of control. And his thing would always be like, but I'm getting tricks still.
Like, I didn't care. Like, I was skating. Like, I'd get tricks done, you know, for 3 or 4 days, but then I'd just go on a binge for like 3 or 4 more days. And then that was like my way of feeling okay.
It was crazy because it was like everybody was watching this, you know? It was like the partying was in the photos, the partying was in the magazines, you know? It had escalated so much that it was like, something's gonna happen.
I went home for Christmas one year and like just got off the plane and just like drank myself into a blackout, took my mom's car, like crashed this car off the road. There's like a tree, a big like oak tree here and a big oak tree here. And like in the dark, like I went through them like a field goal where like it took the mirrors off the Lexus. It was a Lexus SUV. And then from there, I went right into like somebody's like tool shed off their house and just like whoosh, airbags came out where I was like trapped, like I was stuck in this tool shed and I climbed out of the back and I called my mom. I was probably like 22-ish, you know? Like, Mom, I crashed a car. Cops are probably gonna come. I was hoping she'd get there first. Cops come, parents get there, and they took me off.
It was sad because he had like built up this career and then it was at a breaking point. And I remember being like, I don't know if this guy's gonna come back from that.
I'd always have to wake up and like apologize, like, I'm sorry, I focused like 20 boards at the house, like, I'm sorry, like, you know, like I was yelling during the whole video premiere, like, just dumb shit, breaking shit, like inappropriate, I don't know. I got beat up so many times, like so much just like drugs until all hours of the night, like just so much more, like not even so much like I'm sorry I did that. It's just more like in here, like, wow, you really like, that's where you're at. Like, this is how you're gonna live, like from now on, or what? Like, you gotta make some choices here. You got this cool skate career, or you're gonna like end up like blacking out and being that dude forever, like, you know?
Patrick does that Epically Later show, you know?
Uh-huh.
They're gonna do one on me.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, I was hyped. Yeah. We gotta pop it.
Which trick are you trying now? So let's take the full cab. Who are you asking for help? Why are you asking him?
He's so good at full cabs. He's the best at full cabs.
What did he tell you? What were some of his pointers?
To pop it and stuff. Turn a lot.
Oh, yeah. Up here, there's always like a good crew of people who just like are down to skate. This kid, Ish, he's from Florida with the pick. He's super sick. Like, I feel like skating with Cater, like you like can like get some of the energy, you know? Cause like they're just so pumped, it just like kind of wears off on you, like to have something to get more psyched to skate.
In 2002 was just like when I really realized that I can't just drink like normal people were doing and like hang out. I can't not black out. I feel so lucky that I was 24 and realized like all I really want to do is just be a good skater.
I had been through a lot with doing drugs, and I decided to get some help to stop. And it was working for 10 days. And I went to see Andrew, and Andrew was in the midst of a really bad hangover.
I convinced him to go check out a meeting later on that day.
I was willing at the moment to think about it. You know what I mean? That was like the step. You know, I was like willing to say, I wanted some kind of change.
He's like, it's working after a couple of days. And we hung tight and went to meetings for a year or two straight, a couple of meetings a day. We got obsessed with skateboarding, like turned the obsession from getting up and turning it into making the best parts we can on our skateboards.
I was in the shower the other morning and I had like a moment, right? That I was thinking about something that was like just life and stuff. The more distractions I have in my life, the better my work comes out. I was having like relationship troubles and Stella was being born and like getting sober and all that stuff. That's when I did all my best shit because I'm like, how can I get out of my head? And it's through that, you know? I did all my best shit when my life was the most hectic.
We were around each other a lot during Stay Gold, and that's when he was going out and just getting things done.
I mean, something like Stay Gold was like, I totally lost my mind. And like, I took all like my like crazy personality, like alcoholism and all that in that time in my life and like put everything into that one project. Like looking back now, I'm like, that was ridiculous.
Look at Stay Gold as probably his best work. Like if an artist had to like, here's all your things you've done, like that right there, the dedication he got behind making that video part at the age he was at what he's already done in the past was insane. Kickflip down Davis. Wow.
I think for a lot of the guys who have gotten sober, all of a sudden you have that energy back and you're like, whoa, this is a lot of energy. And you have that old love, the skateboard. And it's almost like an unhealthy energy that goes into skateboarding, but that's like what makes for good skateboarding.
Luckily, like I was obsessing about a skateboard video and not other things because like I would like work out like 2 hours a day. I bought a house that was $2 million just because it had room for a park in my yard. So say like back 3 down the Paris 5 block or something. I would go skate every skate park I could find in my backyard and in every set of stairs, and I would only do backside 360 ollies. I wouldn't really session like with people or whatever. Like, but I would just go and I would just back 3 all day, as fast as I can go, as many as I can do. That's it.
Like he just always had to be perfect. Bear seat backside 360. Let me see it. First thing he wants to do is see it. I'll look at the footage. I don't like the way my foot moved. And I was like, you're tripping. And he's like, nope, doing it again.
That exact one, actually, I had to do it 4 different times because like, I would see like something wrong. It was like I was looking for something wrong until I would get it and it would just be like exactly or as close to exactly what I thought it should be in my head. And then I would forget about back 3s and move on to something else.
I didn't know what OCD was till I met Andrew. Every skate spot, like if he's trying a trick, he's got the tail of his board on the ground and he's just like ding ding ding, 3 taps, boom boom boom, 3 taps, or like on the grip, ding ding ding, 3 taps.
Tail drop, tap, 3, tail drop, tap, 3, tail drop, tap, 3.
He'll know I'm there at the stairs waiting for him to go, but he'll be like, Atiba?
Yep.
Beagle? Yeah, all right. Boom.
People get really into like meditating and spirituality and things that make them not think. So skating, you get that piece, you get worn out and you get to like focus on a trick where you're like not even, like when I'm in a trick, like in the actual, there's nothing at all. Who gets that? Who gets to like every day for an hour or 2, like besides like monks and stuff, you know, get that like where you're just like shut off. Nothing matters.
is this guy doing it? Like, it wasn't just like good for like a guy who's been around forever. It was like really good. You know, it was like pushing boundaries good.
I mean, it's a standing ovation, you know? How many people in skateboarding get that? Like, truly get that. Like, recognition is like, damn, you're one of the best.
I'm making super awesome drawings right now.
Let me see. Oh, it's kind of sick.
Yeah.
Was
pretty
it?
freaking hash.
Oh, cool.
What tricks are you guys gonna work on today?
Backsiders for me.
And drugs in the deep.
Stella, dream sponsors.
Vans, Element, Mob, Michaels.
Sick.
Stella, have you ever seen anyone fan out on your dad?
A lot. So many people. They're like, oh my God, you're Andrew Reynolds? And they come up, can I get a picture? And my dad's like, yeah, sure.
I mean, like, Andrew gave me this fresh-ass haircut, so.
His head was like,
White.
the skin was falling off.
Really, you gonna do me dirty like that? Fake.
That's his head.
Fake.
What would you think that was if you saw that? It was bad. It was
That was so messed up.
No, it's looking all right today.
Is it ashy, though?
Not like that.
Jesus, let me see that. Shit was f***ed up, Andrew.
Sorry.
My second home.
He is a lot more like a father figure to a lot of us than like a boss. But he's also a skate rat at the same time, so it's just like the perfect dynamic. You could ask him advice, make fun of him, and try a trick right next to him. You know, it's all there.
Andrew's always mentoring younger skaters, and he's done that for Herman. No doubt Andrew was like the other dad for Herman. Andrew was there for Terry, you know? Like, they were kids when they were first coming around, which was really rad because that's when he was getting sober and he was becoming a dad himself, and I saw him applying what he knew about being a father to Stella, to his team.
This was my thought process. Like I have this little person that is gonna need a place to live and food, and just gotta do the best I can. That's pretty much it. I wasn't like, no like big thing came over me or where I was like, I didn't cry when she was born or anything. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do this the best I can.
Andrew's daughter, Stella, is ripping. I'm her proud godfather, so I'm like blown away by Stella's progression. It's been lightning fast.
He never pushed skating on her once. She naturally fell in love with it, and she doesn't want to ride a board that says Andrew on it. She doesn't want to ride shoes that say Andrew on it. Be you. And that's what we see in Stella, is her becoming her through this all.
She knows every girl pro skater. She looks up to them so much. Lizzie's her favorite. Nora, all the street skater girls, Lacey. Lacey and Nora came to our birthday party and just hung, skated. She has this awesome nanny in her life named Monica who rips and can totally nollie heel flip and kick flip 5 stairs and stuff. And it's so cool because I try to think about a young girl that has to pick their role models from pop culture compared to the role models that she gets to choose as her role models. It's oh my God, it's the best thing in the world. Way better than Muska and Penny. It's cool too, because I'm in that same situation. I've been in that situation with Cater or even back before Brian Herman, try to just help, kind of without saying too much, just lead by example, really,
I mean, even right now, what he's doing with Cater, really working with Cater to be hey, stay in school, stay focused, stay out of trouble. He's just the best.
Cater Silla, a new AM on Baker, is 14 years old, probably one of the most talented young skaters I've ever seen. I kind of taken him in, he stays over, he's friends with Stella. Carcass Crew is Stella, me, Jay, Cater, Spanky.
As far as I know, Cater started the Carcass Crew. I started hearing him talk about it, and you're this is kind of weird because this kid's 14. But and we share the same interests somehow. Like we're both on the same level. Like, what do you think of that spot? And then he's like, how do you make an Eggo waffle? And you're like, man, why are these my business associates? But I don't know, that's skateboarding.
Carcass Crew. What is Carcass? It's like a crew that's like
We worship John Cardiel.
ride indies,
Skate
bowls,
grind full coping whenever possible.
I don't really like skating with him, but I like skating with like everyone else. Like the oldest skater I skate with is Andrew because he's super old, but like.
How does it feel to get beat in skate by older skaters? It must really hurt.
I don't get beat
in front of his friends.
That never happened.
In front of his friends.
I don't know that ever happened.
Yeah, all the time. No, he beats me. We're probably pretty even right now.
Yeah.
He actually told me the other day that he realizes now that Baker is like the realest team, but he didn't know that before. But now that he's part of it, he sees that like
Yeah, I didn't know that before.
it's actually like a real family, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at how many people he's touched, like from Dustin Dolan to CJ to like myself. Like I got a company, you know, like he's a part of that. He's a part of just like believing in you.
I always ask Andrew for like advice, like still as of today, like, yo, is this a smart move? And it's good to have that person in your corner. Hey, thanks to him, because he gave me life and all of us life to be able to get to where I am today. If it wasn't him believing in me, who knows what I could be doing, but the best dude ever.
There's gonna be a lot of people that will grow old and be like, that guy did it. That guy helped me right there. And he looks at Tony Hawk and goes like, that guy did it for me, you know? And so he carries that with him. Like, I'm gonna give back. I'm gonna like help people.
Honestly, I think the best thing I can do is just be a good example. If they see me and they say, you know what? His life looks all right. Looks like he enjoys himself. He's nice to people or whatever. He seems to have a pretty good life. That's like more than me saying anything.
If I started trying frontside inverts again, do you think I would get it before you? Because I think you would
Probably.
get it first. You'd get it first.
I don't think so.
Yes, you would.
Is there anything you could do, like, you could do an invert and he could ollie over you?
If anything, she could do like a frontside slash and I could like backside ollie over.
No way, I wouldn't trust you. Because whenever you backside ollie, you spaz. And you like kick out, he does, he spazzes.
Nope.
You just snaked her.
I didn't even snake her. I was just going in order.
Some of her skater friends, like, they're just doing it just as like a toy and flying around. They don't even know anything. And she like knows like all the little rules and stuff, you know? Don't snake people. You gotta keep your cool. You gotta like respect the people that are around you. This crazy life lessons happening, like, you know what I mean? Of like, she watches love letters like religiously.
Welcome back to the letters. And this is the underlying philosophy of skateboarding.
Like she saw her frontside airs were stink bug, and then she heard like Grosso. He was going hard on people about tucking your knee. He was cussing, tuck your knee or don't do it.
There's rules. If you can't tuck your knee on a frontside air or a frontside boneless one, then stop. Do another trick.
And she's just like next day like, boop. It's like never again. And I just am like, he's right.
Self-correct. Physician, heal thyself.
So 6, Smith. Get it. Yeah. Those are two of the best ones.
They felt easier.
They were casual. Might be able to pivot grind fakie around the corner.
Nose grind around the corner.
I can't get to that corner.
You're regular, just roll in. Trying to make excuses. Admit, right here.
All right.
He's gonna do 5-0 fake. You're on.
I got your back.
All right.
always will find some kind of inspiration in other skaters and other things that are happening. And like, I'm pretty realistic about like pushing myself at 25 is gonna look different than pushing myself at 39. I gotta be honest with myself. I'm not gonna be putting out parts like Baker 3 and stay gold for the rest of my life. You just gotta appreciate that it even happened at all.
Andrew always said, oh, this is probably my last video part. Oh, this is probably my last video part. And he would say that a lot.
And then by the end of the project, he's totally besting himself.
I always hoped I'd be like 30 years old, still skating, but like seeing Andrew still skating the way he does, and he's like nearly 40 years old, it's like Andrew is the reason I think I still skateboard today. Because you see Andrew has that passion for skateboarding more than anybody. You're like, damn, I could do that too. Let's just skate forever. Let's skate as long as Andrew skates.
Trust me, I can go to a skate park or go in the streets and find a way to challenge myself right now. It's like, what's challenging is just what's challenging. It's just gonna be different at different times. I just wanna go back to more like when I was a kid and like kind of just skate what's in front of me.
It's your hand watch.
Yeah.
Leg grab too.
Wait, can I see the left?
I didn't film it.
Why? I try to land it and it become like flat, but when I do them over there, they're like, ooh, they're beautiful.
Stella's always been with me her whole life. Sometimes we skate together, and then sometimes just film her. It's fun as we could like share like skating together. Skating's so cool because of these things.
That was so sick.
Yeah, that one was better.
That's huge, just the fact that like, that's what she's into.
Wanna see?